Well, it's time for the main event of the evening, UFC Shenzhen. Weili Zhang challenges Jessica Andrade for the strawweight women's strap. There's a couple things I want to talk about in this fight. Ironically, the first one happened in UFC Uruguay. Now, many of us know this, but when UFC travels overseas, even Canada, they don't bring Herb Dean with them. They don't bring Jason Herzog with them. Now, Jason Herzog, in my opinion, is the best ref in the game. Herb Dean let all those little birdies who've been critiquing him on the Ben Askren situation get into his head, and he's been letting people die in the octagon lately. He needs a rehab stint on Dana White's Contender Series to get his game right, because I'm afraid he can't handle the haters. Once he figures out what's the phrase? The masses are asses. Trust yourself, Herb Dean. Once he starts trusting himself again, he will be back to the best in the business. But Jason Herzog, currently right now, with Herb Dean with something wrong with Herb Dean, letting people die left and right in the octagon, letting fighters police themselves. You got to figure it out, Herb Dean. Can't let those haters get in your head. Anyways, UFC Uruguay doesn't bring Herb Dean, doesn't bring Jason Herzog, and they have their own judges, because it's the athletic commission that handles that stuff, not the UFC, which is a good thing, because you don't want the UFC having the judges and the refs, because then they could make it more like WWF, where they plan the storylines. It's a good thing, but the downside is UFC Uruguay is going to innately favor some, Uruguayan fighters. If you tell me China is not bringing their own judges, and those judges are not favoring the Chinese fighters, specifically Weili Zhang winning the first title, being the first Chinese champion, the best chance they have of having a UFC champion, if you tell me the judges are not going to have a favoritism, I will call you a liar. That will happen in this. If this is a close fight, there is no chance that Jessica Andrade gets the benefit of the doubt. I did want to say that, because you're going to see some Chinese refs, you're going to see some Chinese judges, and the Chinese fighters are going to get the advantage. That's a thing that's not up for debate. Now, to the fight. Weili Zhang has had 2 tests in the octagon. One, Jessica Aguilar. Not a very big test. That tells me that Weili Zhang is his prospect, and the UFC wants to put her against Jessica Aguilar to make sure she can beat Jessica Aguilar. I like Jessica Aguilar. I think she's a horrible fighter. I hate seeing her get beat up, specifically in the Moreno Rodriguez fight. I hated every minute of that. Next, she fights Tecia Torres. Handles her pretty easily, too. So, we have a prospect on her hands. That's what the Tecia Torres fight told the UFC. Now, one thing I want to mention about Weili Zhang. She uses a lot of kicks. I'm not sure if what her game plan is for the Andrade fight, but she does use a lot of kicks. Specifically in the Tecia Torres fight, she kind of, you'll see UFC announcers, circle away from the power. So, if Weili Zhang's power is her right hand, then they'll circle this way, away from the power. So it's harder to, there's less power on it rather than moving into the punch, creating more power. It's just physics. Now, Weili Zhang has a kicking background. I forget what it's called. It's a specific Chinese martial art or something. It's like kickboxing with wrestling and takedowns and stuff. Whatever. But she does throw this spinning kick. When she has the fighter circle away from her power, she sets up this spinning kick to the gut. Now, this spinning kick to the gut is good. I don't see Jessica Andrade walking Weili Zhang down for the entirety of the fight. Maybe in the beginning, I see Weili Zhang kind of staying on the outside, because Rose Namajunas and Johanna Jędrzejczyk kind of set the precedent that elite striking, and even Tecia Torres in that first round of the Jessica Andrade fight showed that you can strike and hit Jessica Andrade and keep her at bay. And I think Weili Zhang's going to implement that game plan. She's going to have a longer reach. She's going to be a little taller. And I see her trying to implement the striking game plan because Jessica Andrade is a pit bull, but she's small. So I do see that. But eventually, there will be a time in the fight where Jessica Andrade will be walking away. Not so much consistently, but there will be a time in the fight when Weili Zhang is now walking Jessica Andrade down. Now, Jessica Andrade will be circling away from the power because she's a trained fighter, and that's what trained fighters do. So often you see fighters not do that, but the trained fighters will circle away from the power. You will see Weili Zhang hit her with this spinning kick to the gut. That's just when you see it, you'll feel how much that kick hurts more than a hit to the face because you can just feel a kick to the gut. That's why there's a phrase, "stab me in the gut," or like I took a shot to the gut, like a feeling. And I think that's gonna be the key to this fight. I think in the third round, you're gonna see Weili Zhang land a kick to the gut that's going to not cripple, but you're just gonna see that Daniel Cormier just and it's gonna affect her cardio, and you're gonna start to see Jessica Andrade start slowing down because Weili Zhang doesn't throw this kick once. She throws it all the time. She has a lot of kicks in her arsenal, and I think that Jessica Andrade does not have the skills to innately catch the kick, and then do an ankle pick or something, or whatever you got to do whatever wrestlers do to catch the kick and take the person down. That's not Jessica Andrade's game. Jessica Andrade wants to overpower you. Now, I think this is a very interesting dynamic of this fight because you can watch all of Jessica Andrade's fights. Where she has the advantage over her opponent is the fact that she's the physically superior specimen. No matter if it's knocking Karolina, the cute little Polish girl, who I like. I was really sad to see her get knocked out. Whether it's the knockout of Karolina Kolakowski, or even like the slam of Rosenhama Yunus, or eventually after Tisha Torres after Tisha Torres moved backwards and kept popping her in the face for the first round, eventually she got in there and overpowered her. That's the theme of how Jessica Andrade wins the fights. No matter if it's 135 or no matter where she fights, that's her thing, overpowering you. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in this fight so much. There's going to be a little bit of that, but Weili Zhang is the most physically imposing fighter Jessica Andrade has faced that I have seen. And she doesn't have the skills to catch a kick and take her down to the mat. If she gets in top position, Weili Zhang is comfortable off of her back. I don't really see Jessica Andrade's overpowering aspect dictating this fight. I see this fight going with Weili Zhang hitting her with that spinning gut kick more than once and wearing Jessica Andrade down. She carries a lot of muscle. This is a 5-round fight. China is watching. You think Weili Zhang is not prepared for this fight? She's doing everything she possibly can for a 5-round fight. Her team knows there is an avenue for victory in rounds 3 to 5, and she's prepared for it. She's also prepared to win in rounds 2, but she's going to be prepared for this fight. Now, I think she's going to wear Jessica Andrade down, and I think her striking is going to be good enough to deter her just aimlessly walking in. She can't walk in because she's going to have power behind her strikes too. Tisha Torres did not have power behind her strikes. Weili Zhang will deter Jessica Andrade from closing the distance with strikes and power behind the strikes. She's going to feel her power, and it's going to be a deterrent in itself. But I think Weili Zhang gets the knockout. This fight's going to be stopped in the 4th round. I think she is going to wear her down with her striking, a combination of her striking and her herself being physically imposing. And I think she's going to wear Jessica Andrade down and take this fight by stoppage, by punches, ground and pound in the 4th round. I think she's going to take this opportunity and become the first ever Chinese champion. in Shenzhen.